is made perfect through the weakness. Most gladly, therefore, I would rather glory in infirmities, that the power of the Christ or Yahawashi.
What I'm getting from that is the Lord breaks you down so that you don't get too carried away with yourself. Sometimes you need that affliction to come your way to knock you off, your level of pride that may be within you, because you're doing a lot and you see your works and you're feeling some kind of way about yourself, too positive. So this is why the Lord makes things happen to us as men in His truth, where we have to go through difficulties, because we don't want to get too Lord doesn't want us to get us to be high-minded, if I may say that. Go on, brother. That's what He did to the Apostle Paul. Go on.
It says, at least there should be exalted above measure, in line with what you're saying, through the abundance of the revelation, because he was given many books, understanding of many books. There was given to me a thorn in the flesh. Someone comes to mind. The person is no longer with us. He was, or whether he was faking it or not, I don't know. But he was. Let's do a video. Let's do a live stream. He was always like that, and it's like I weren't feeling it like from him. I wasn't feeling it from him.
Yeah,
you understand?
He was off.
Yeah. And he said, sometimes I feel like I want to get off a bus and do a lot, and I won't feel, you know what I'm saying? When you do that, you've got to be sincere with that, and then the people are going to feel it. You understand what I'm saying? But when you do that and it's not really sincere, which the Most High knows whether it's sincere or not anyway, But that's what, because I've been there in other areas, not in this area, but in other areas, I've been full of confidence, full of beans, as they say, full of beans. But there's a thin line between confidence and arrogance. As in boxing, someone's he's talking, what they call that, trash talking, yeah. And then when they're in, you know what I'm saying. So there's a thin line. Some say you should do that, but some say maybe you're going. You know what I'm saying, though.
Well, there's a level.
Yeah.
You can trash talk, but exalting yourself. We're talking boxing or something.
Yeah.
You look at David Hay when he was going to fight one of them Klitschko's, man. He had T-shirts on.
Yeah,
punching heads off.
Yeah.
You're taking it too far, man. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So you really, it's the works that should do it. I mean, you can talk when you're doing it, but really it's the works that speak, and people are going to look at your works and they're going to respect you. And it's also the attitude as well, how you do it, because you can talk at people, you can talk to people, or you can talk at people. People don't respect people that talk at people. You understand what I'm saying? It's like a woman she's saying, let's solve this problem, and she's just talking at you. Yeah. You're like, what the bam, get out the fuck. We're not solving this problem. You know what I'm saying? Because she's not really, you ain't right.
That's what you're thinking in your mind.
Yeah, because it's like, nah, man, the attitude ain't right, man. You know what I'm saying? But this is where the experience comes in. When you, as you said earlier, when you're new in the truth, like that person that's no longer with us, he should have just toned it. You know what I mean? He should have just
leveled himself.
Just wait and just watch the apostles, how they do it. Because even though you might be on that level, you might in that area, you still, you know what I mean, there's ways of going about it, man. Like which even what you said was you might not be in that level when you first come in, but you get to that level. Yeah. People respect that too.
Yeah, it's just you have to pace yourself. It's all about, again, balanceation again on top of that, and just doing you. Don't overdo yourself. Just let it all come natural. If it's your time to be on that level, then you're going to be on that level.
I want to say another thing, because the apostles were talking about some person that was in the truth, and there's someone who's very, very, very active now. I don't want to mention her name, but he was saying this guy was quite new, and he's saying he was always out there. And they said to him, "You're going to slow down. You're going to burn yourself out." The elder apostles.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah, they didn't say the name, but he ignored them, and he burnt himself out.
Literally.
You got really what you're doing, everything you're doing, whether you're sincere or not. Really, you should really listen to the apostles anyway.
Yeah, he used to be back in the old One West states. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yeah, go on, brother.
It was like, I've got Ecclesiastes 7 and 16.
Alright, go on, hit me with that.
Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise.
Yeah.
Why should I destroy thyself?
Yeah, because like we was going into, man, it's all about balance. Everything's about balancing. You don't want to be all on fire and you all about this truth, and you know there's no downturn, you know. So you want to have that downturn, but what I'm saying is, and brothers as well, is you want to put more of your time to this thing, but in moderation, you know, of the things that you do in the world. But don't overdo yourself, because then you just start to look silly and you wind up looking stupid, you know. So that's just the thing that we gotta really understand.
Yeah, as long as you're working towards it, really, that's the key. If you're not there yet, you're still working towards it.
Right.
You know, that's the ultimate goal. Yeah.
Proverbs 11:1 says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight."
Yeah, exactly. It's just weight is his delight. So you have to be just. It's just as just. So I don't want to re-explain myself again, but the point being is that, look, it's all about balance, man. It's all about balance the issue with the brother, man. Because you could be a guy that's probably just too on fire. You know, and there's certain guys that was in the truth years ago, and they used to know the scriptures from top to bottom, back to front. Where they at? You know where they be found anymore. You know, you've had top speakers that were in this thing, speak very eloquent, know the scriptures back to front. Once again, they're back in the world, man. So, hey, it's all about that balance. Go on, brother.
A little bit more. Just goes with that. It says, verse 2, it says, "When pride cometh, then cometh shame.
Yeah.
But with the lowly is wisdom."
Right, and with the lowly is wisdom, because you don't want to develop this sense of pride. Because let's say you fall down with your pride, you're going to be ashamed of yourself. So the best way to be, it's like King David. King David, he know he was the man. He know he had everything that he had, and he was the beloved of the Most High. But guess what? He always maintained being humble, being lowly, and that's the best way you want to be. Like that's a badass personality to have, knowing that you know you the shit. Yeah. But you just keep it, you know, you still low key with it. Yeah. And that's the kind of men that the Lord wants for him.
Yeah, man, that's saying what a person's having a bark worse than their bite, man, because the bark is to try and prove something.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, it's then, you know, when you know you're on top of things, man, you don't.
You got less to prove.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, and like the brother was saying, because you have people like that in the world. Like they feel as though they have to prove themselves. They gotta wear the best clothes to show up to the women and show up to other people to prove that they have some sort of value. Because really they don't value themselves. It's all in the psychology of things. But if you know you somebody special, you don't have to. You ain't gotta go out there and prove yourself to nobody. Because you know it's just you. Go on, brother.
In the Christian church, that's one thing I really learned in a Christian church, because it's all about show.
It's showing off.
It's all about showy display, and no one's really putting anything into practice, the scriptures into practice in their lives. But at the meeting, because I'm talking about specifically Jehovah's Witnesses, the women, they're against the men. They put up, you know, they got answered and they comment. So there's this thing called doing your hours. I don't know, you might have heard about it. Putting your hours in, and you get a sheet, and you got to put how many hours you do on the ministry. So the ones that put over 10 hours in the ministry, they get them on the platform, and they get more glory. So, but if you put in not that much hours in, you don't get no shine. You don't get no. You understand? So then it becomes like that Pharisaical thing.
Competition.
And the ones that are not, you know, the ones that are doing a lot, they're really looking down, talking down on people that are not doing as much as them.
Right.
You understand? But the Most High, if you're looking at it from a spiritual perspective, the Most High don't deal with it like that.
Yeah.
He's looking at the people's spirits and their attitudes. And if you're doing that, looking down on people for the sake that you want to do that, you're even lower than the people that you're looking down on, man.
Exactly. Because why are you looking down on them anyway? Why do you feel you need to look down on somebody? It's really because you feel low yourself. But if you feel just about yourself, you don't have to look down on nobody.
That's why I didn't like that guy, man. I spoke to him. I didn't like him, man. That guy that's gone now. I'm glad he's gone, and I'll say it on camera, say it to his face. I wish I saw him. I would have rebuked him, just for the sake of how he was dealing with brothers, people, and I saw through it too.
And that's that Edomite spirit. It's like we was talking about earlier before, how Esau makes these these high, tall buildings to show off, to show that he's the guy, he's the man. But someone that has to show off on a higher level and exalt themselves, it really indicates something else that's going inside, that they're low. As it says in the book of Job, the 30th chapter, that Esau, when they were in their basest state, Job describes them as the basis of men. So the basis of men, what are they going to show? To hide that they're the best above everybody else. And that's what Esau has showed to the world. So, yeah, it's all in the psychology.
Just to finish this off, verse 3, it says Proverbs 11:3, it says, the integrity of the upright shall guide them,
Right.
but the perverseness of transgressors shall destroy them.
Right. That's
So,
right.
you know, that integrity, man, because that, you know, with this pride and that, man, you're lacking integrity, man. You don't look at anyone that's full of pride and think, you know, that person is, you know, they're full of integrity. They know when to keep their mouth shut. You know, they know when to let other people speak. You know, that meekness, man. That's what it's about. It's about that meekness. And if you look at a lot of these guys that are now not even teaching anymore, they were all proud, man.
Yeah.
They were all. None of them were meek. You look at what are they called? The Good Samaritans. You had them other guys that was from.
Oh yeah. Eckhart.
Yeah. They call him. What do they call him? I can't remember, but he looks
Nasty Nas,
he
right?
looks like a rapper. They called him after some rapper's name. Anyway, you had the
Mac 10, right?
That's it, Mac 10.
Yeah, but he's also known as Egghead as well.
Grumpy Knuckles is another one. That one, yeah. He knew a lot.
You had them Israelites trying to refine. They're done.
Yeah.
You had
Nasty Nas.
you had that Euro down from
Oh yeah, Yahawah, Atlanta. He knew a lot. Yeah.
and you look at the spirit. When you look back at the spirit of them, all proud, man.
It's about having the right attitude, the right, just, balanced attitude for this truth. And using and aiming that towards furthering his ministry the right way. You're going, brother.
That's it.
I've got something. This is Philippians 2 and 2. Fulfill ye my joy that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
Yeah, because you have to be remindful that when you're in this thing of ours, it's not about yourself. It's about you being at one with the brotherhood. We have to build together. So when we do our videos and we are more fervent in the spirit than the men that's in our camp, it's not to down a brother or to show off to a brother. It's to build brothers up, to motivate them. You know, it's like when I watch brothers' videos that are higher than me, I get motivated and I pick up the pace. You know, so when a brother that's has a lower position than I do, they see me doing my thing, it's for them to motivate, to be in that state of being motivated and doing what they got to be doing, because we all feed on each other. Like, I'm not coming out here and it's just about me. Nah, it ain't about that. It's about the brotherhood, man. Let's read that again.
Philippians 2 and 2. Fulfill ye my joy that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord and of one mind.
Right, being of the same love and one accord and one mind. You see, in this world, they teach you to be against other people. But when you come to this truth, you start to learn to understand, your brethren. All right, you begin to be at one with the people you're working with. Because see what the Lord is doing. The Lord is building a kingdom, and you can't build a kingdom with one man. Although Yahawashi, he's going to be the one man that's going to spearhead the kingdom, but there's going to be multiple different men that's going to work with him in the kingdom. Because it's going to be kind of boring. Like, let's just say you was the only guy that was sitting on the throne, and there was nobody else sitting on the throne right along with you. That would kind of be boring, man. But when you got all of your friends with you, that's in the same position you are in, it makes it more worthwhile, makes it more fun, And this is nothing but a body. We're the body of the Mashiach Yahawashi. So we have to, again, build on the brother. This is why we do videos, to exhort you, to edify you. We don't put bullshit videos out there that ain't edifying. We put videos out there to the best of our ability, according to our measure, so that we can edify the brotherhood and those that are also watching as well. They may not be in camps, but they support what we do, because they're all a part of the body. Now let's get with that, brother, if you can. Who you got? Give me Corinthians chapter 12.
First?
Yeah, verse 12.
First Corinthians.
Yeah. Read what you got, brother.
This is John 3 and 20. Go to John 3 and 27. And John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except to be given him from heaven.
Right, a man can accept nothing.
Receive nothing.
To receive nothing, going.
Except to be given him from heaven.
Right. Let's read it again.
A man can And John answered and said, a man can receive nothing except to be given him from heaven.
Right. Exactly. You can't receive anything unless it be accepted of you in heaven. So the Lord got to give you the ability to teach this truth. In other words, what motivates you to teach this truth? What's that element? That element is faith. Because if you didn't have the faith, then there would be no reason to further this ministry. All right, that's the element that moves you and drives you to do this work. So, and this is why, like the apostles even said, you know a brother's faith based on the amount of videos he put out.
Yeah.
You know, so if a brother's on fire, you know he's about business. He's about the business of Yahawashi. All right, now if you got a guy that's doing a video and it's like he's doing a video every 2 weeks or every month or so, you know he don't really believe. But if you take a guy that's like doing videos as much as he can during the week, you know he's about this faith. Okay, go on, brother. But like I said, when we do these videos like the Apostle Paul did, the reason why he was writing letters upon letters is to exhort the brethren that was following him on top of that. Go on, brother.
Can I just say something?
Yeah, go on.
When I do my videos, I don't look at it as, oh, look how many videos I've done, because my mentality is still, I could still do more. This ain't a thing of, if a brother, you see a brother doing more videos than another brother, you can't look at this other brother like, oh, you know, he needs to tone it down. That's his measure, because that's his gift from the Lord. You see another brother that's doing less.
That's wicked thinking anyway,
That's wicked, yeah.
That's it. And if a brother's doing less, you can't look at the brother that's doing more and say, well, you know, he's doing too more. He needs to. It's according to the measure that every brother's been given.
Yeah.
You know.
Can I just say something about that? Because if you try to keep up with certain brothers,
you're not being sincere.
then you're watering down your own lot. You possibly, I say possibly. But you got to be true to yourself. This is where you and your relation. You could be watering down your own ability by trying to keep up with, like running. If you put it in a sense of running, finishing a marathon. Some people go off very, very quick. You know, but if you try and keep up with them, you might not end up finishing the marathon.
Yeah, because he's on that level. He's built that way.
So, which I know some brothers have tried to keep up with. They've told us, you know, they've said it. They tried to keep up with certain brothers, and they couldn't do it. But only he and the Most High knows that, because that's where this is where your relationship with the Most High comes in. This is where you got to be true to yourself. A lot of people come into this truth and they're not really like the ones that are left. You can say the ones that are left. I'm talking about not the ones that are still in it. The ones that are left. They prove they're not being true to themselves.
Go on.
Doing it for the wrong motive. They've proved it.
Because they were never really sincere, you know. And I mean, they might have been sincere, but they didn't have the right, just attitude. That's what it's all about. Go on, brother.
And this is Philippians 2:3. Let nothing be done through strife or vainglory.
Right.
But in lowliness of mind, let each esteem other better than themselves.
In other words, you always got to be humble. You always have to show some kind of humility. And that's always the mindset, because we're not in that particular moment in time to be bragging and boasting and showing off. We don't have anything to show off. We're under the curses right now of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and 68. Okay, and not just that, but all of the curses. That's just the slave ship curse right there. But we're under curses as a people. So we're like I said, we're in a situation where there's no place for pride. There's no place for celebrating yourself. You're doing this work, really, as I've always been saying, I'm going to say it again. You're doing this work because you are working out your own salvation. And being that you need to be saved in itself is showing to the Most High that you're showing humility. And that also, but there's no also in that. That's it. Let's continue on.
Look not every man on his own things,
right,
but every man also on the things of others.
Right, exactly. Meaning don't look at a guy and be like, man, I want to be like him, or you know, that kind of spirit. Now you may have that mindset because the scripture says, mark the perfect man. So you may have that mindset for good, but you don't want to strive to be like that guy, because you are you. You have to be yourself. You have to be honest with yourself. You know, I can't be like Apostle Ryan Blob, and this brother can't be like, you know, Apostle Recall, whatever. You are your own. You are your own person. Everybody has a unique spirit, and if you're not being real about yourself, then how could you really continue on in this gospel when this gospel is all about the truth? first and foremost, in order for you to be in the truth, you have to be at one with yourself. Okay? You have to be truthful upon yourself. It all starts with yourself. And then you'll do well in this faith. That's what we call it also, the truth. Go on, brother.
Look not every man on his own things. That's that selfishness.
Right.
But every man also on the things of others.
Right.
So can I just chime in?
Go on, yeah.
It's like when you've done a video, that mindset of, oh, I've done my videos now. I'm just gonna go back into my home or whatever and not do it. That's part of looking on the things of your own.
Right.
After you've done your videos, you've got to look. How is this brother doing? How is that brother doing? And you done an interesting lesson. This brother done Caleb done an interesting lesson on that.
Right.
You know? Sometimes just give a brother a like. Post a precept.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, help a brother out.
Yeah.
Let this mind be in you, which was also in Yahawashi Mashiach, who being in the form of the Most High, thought it not robbery to be equal with the Most High,
Yeah.
but made himself of no reputation.
Made himself of no reputation. Isn't he talking about Yahawashi, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So when you read John, the 6th chapter, verse 15, what did he do? He ran to the mountains because people were bugging him and trying to make him to be the king because he was healing the people. So it's the same thing with us. We have to have that level of humbleness within us and not striving to gain some kind of rep. Like a lot of these different Israelite camps have been doing, as I've seen in the past. You know, a lot of guys go out there because they want to build on their reputation, they want to build on themselves, and they want to glorify themselves. But we're not here for a corruptible crown. We're here to receive the crown of Yahawashi, going all the way back to the book of 2nd Esdras, the 2nd chapter. I don't want to be that guy where, you know, I want to be a man pleaser, and I get all of these different followers, and I feel happy and I feel content about myself because I have all of these followers and just these Israelites that don't take what I'm saying seriously any doggone way.
Right.
You know, the people that you want to follow you are those that are going to be sincere. That's who you want. Go on, brother.
Yeah, I got a precept. Yeah.
Can I just say something quickly?
Okay.
On two topics. First on what you're saying, that's the kind of spirit that I see on that character, Chief Ephraim. Like he wants to be an Israelite celebrity.
Yeah,
And
reputation.
if you look at most of his followers, you can tell they're just watching him for entertainment's sake, not for edification.
So that who's that?
Chief Ephraim.
Yeah, he's the Puerto Rican dude from. He used to teach with
Shabbat, yeah.
I think he still teaches with him.
But changing the subject just slightly, but on the same thing, what Karab was saying about the video I made, there's something I forgot to say in that video, which was Cain's spirit was like, am I my brother's keeper? He didn't give a shit about his brother. We're not supposed to have that spirit. We're supposed to be looking at our brother and thinking, how's he doing, or how are they doing? We're supposed to, have that fellowship with our brethren.
Where the scripture says, look out for the sheep. The shepherd.
Yeah, the shepherd cares for his sheep.
Yeah.
So that's all I have to say.
That's all right. You're going, brother.
Please, Sirach 14:5 says, "He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good?
Yeah.
He shall not take pleasure in his goods."
Go on.
8 says, "The envious man hath a wicked eye."
Yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about, but I didn't have that in mind, that word, envious. You don't want to be that kind of guy where you're looking at another guy like, damn, man, that nigga, look what he got. I want to see if I can get like that. I want to take what he got. That's that covetous kind of mindset. You don't want to have that mindset. But rather than this, look at the guy and be like, okay, I'm motivated, and I want to build up myself. Because again, it's nothing wrong with looking up to somebody, but just not in an envious kind of state of mind. You look up to that guy because it motivates you to be better. Go on, brother.
He turneth away his face and despiseth men. A covetous man's eye is not satisfied
with. Said that covetous man.
Yeah,
which is what envious man is. Go on.
A covetous man's eye is not satisfied with his portion, and his iniquity of the wicked draweth up his soul. A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he. Someone I mentioned about someone in my family.
Go on.
A wicked eye envieth his bread, and he is a niggard at his table. He's got his food there, but he's got his own food. But when he finishes his, and then he wants some of yours.
But
That's a
You know what spirit
niggard.
that is? That's that Edomitic spirit, man.
So like that's that Cain spirit. That's that Cain spirit. You want to kill your. Why did Cain want to kill his brother? Because his works were more righteous than his.
Yeah, Genesis 4, yeah.
Last one says, my son, according to thy ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due offering.
God, that's a perfect scripture right there. Do good unto thyself. So let's say you do good unto yourself and you do what you got to do. You're going to do good unto other brethren. But if you're the kind of individual where you're doing wrong to yourself, how are you going to treat other guys? You can't be around somebody that has no respect for themselves, or they do themselves harm because they're going to harm you. You understand?
Yeah.
So, and that's us all together. We've been basically molded to do right unto ourselves by simply repenting back to the Most High. Because when you repent back to the Most High, what other things are you keeping? You're keeping the commandments, which it says, like a lot of Christians like to talk about love and all of that. Love is the keeping of the law. So if you keep the law for your betterment or to escape from judgment, then you're gonna have it in mind and have mercy on guys to also escape from, rough and harsh judgment too.
Yeah, can I just say that because with this charity, even in the world they say that you should do, when you give in secret, but in the celebrities, they say I'm giving money, and so they want to outdo that person. I'm giving more than him. Even the mafia gives charity. As wicked as they are, they give charity. But it says, my son, according to the ability, do good to thyself, and give the Lord his due according to your ability. That's where again you have to be true to yourself in what you're giving. And as you said, we always want to try and progress too, because then if you're thinking of what they're doing too much, then you want to, if it's to outdo that person, like what they do in charity.
It shouldn't be you wanting to outdo anybody. It's supposed to be you looking at that person and be like, okay, I can build myself up, to build yourself up, not to envy this guy or to overstep him. That's how our people think in this world today. They see what each other got. Because I used to be around, listen, man, like when I was in the States, I was a nigga myself. I used to wear the gold fronts and the whole nine, the baggy jeans, all of that. I was there. Most of us were there. And we know how certain people think. You understand? So that's how niggas think. They think like that. Oh, look what he got. Like coveting the next man. Like, oh, look at his man. Kind of feeling her, You know what I'm saying? Even though she's with a man already, but even the women, they would do the same thing too. Even though they would have a man, but they would like you, they would like to get with you. I was in that situation where I was dealing with a woman where, she liked me more so, and I was kind of getting into her because we had a secret of rapport or whatever, and I was asking her, so do you have a boyfriend? And she was like, oh, yeah, I do. I didn't really want to move forward because even in the world, I didn't really like the idea of dealing with a woman that's already got a man already, So that's just how it was for me when I was in my 14, 15, 16 years old, so to speak. But you ain't supposed to have that spirit on you, man, like that. It's supposed to be more, okay, if I see this brother, he got a certain spirit about him that I don't have, that's supposed to motivate me, but not to look at this guy like, oh man, I want to take what he got. Nah, it don't work like that.
If I could say, because regarding the videos as well, you could look at a brother who's doing, he's in the spirit, he's doing a lot more videos than you, and then you could start doing a lot more videos, but you're just putting out bullshit videos, that aren't edifying just for the sake of doing it.
Right.
But then on the flip side, you might be in that position where you're putting out videos that could be edifying. But
it may not be much videos, but they're edifying videos.
But maybe you could do maybe one or two more videos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So there's a difference, There's that fine line, and there's that line between just trying to show and prove, or doing it, because you want to do it through the spirit.
Exactly, and going back to what you were saying as well about being better, enhancement. This truth is about you being, growing on yourself.
Yeah.
Like I said last week, you don't want to be the guy where you were simple, because like I said, I know how I was when I first came in. I didn't know shit.
Yeah.
I was simple, I was naive, I didn't know what was going on as I thought I did, right? And even yet still, I'll still say that I'm simple so I can grow even more.
Right.
What I'm saying is this, is that the point I'm making is that there's always room. There's always room
I know the point you're making.
Better.
Yeah, I know the point.
And that's what we gotta build on that.
I know the point you're making, but on the extreme end, like you got people who they're doing a lot of videos, but after a while, because they start to feel themselves,
Right.
you lose. I'm not saying there's no one. I ain't seen no one in GMS. You know, I'm talking about some of these other camps. But because they start to feel themselves, you start to get a sense of arrogance.
Yeah, that pride kicks in.
And then for me, I don't. Some people might go in their comment board and start saying shit. I'll just.
Losing the sincerity.
Yeah, losing the sincerity, or start to feel, and because it comes over very, very arrogant.
Yeah.
But I won't. Some people might go in the comment board, but I would never do that. I just won't watch the videos. I just won't. I'll keep it pushing for someone like that, because it's not edifying to be for someone to be teaching you in as I think I'm gonna find a precept, but carry on. I'll find a precept.
Yeah, go on, brother.
This is Romans 12:3. It says, "For I say,
Oh, you
I
had that
had
too.
that earlier.
for I say through the grace given unto me,